Nootropic Energy Drinks, they sponsored this event today. I got a small piece in the company as a equity member now, so it's something I actually believe in. I try not to push any bullshit, but I drink it. I had one right before I came here. We got a bunch of stuff. They deliver some free cases, so guys feel free. Pumi's bring them out. If you guys want to try it, go ahead. No pressure whatsoever. On the longer list of accomplishments, I mean, the only guy he's ever beat by split decision is Petr Yan. Everybody else is out of the UFC. So it's a tough test. The guy in front of you is always the toughest competition. So I'm not overlooking him by any means. He's long, he's rangy. I made sure I brought in some great training partners to get the looks and doing the same type of mannerism that he does in the octagon. And I can't wait to go out there and show out and put on a show for Long Island and show everybody what Long Island. A shorter time for me to turn around and make the weight. I thought it was going to be worse than what it was, but honestly, from a wrestling background, we make weight every single week. So I honestly think he might have done me a favor not letting the weight stick too long. And I think I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my entire life. So I'm ready to go, man. My weight's down. My prediction, second round, I think TKO, but if he gives me his neck, he's got that long, daddy long neck out there, so if he leaves that out there, I'm going to strangle him. Man, I want to leave records that's going to be extremely hard to beat for decades, man. Just to go on the run that myself and Marab has went on is unparalleled. There's not a lot of guys who had a winning streak this long as either one of us. I think we're both tied at 9, and that's something extremely hard to do, especially in a stacked division like this. So we're chasing records, man. I try not to think about it too much. I take it one fight at a time. I love the shirt. And that's really what it's all about. I want to be in the history books. I want to try to immortalize my name as best as I can. So when people are studying tapes, watching bantamweight history, they could be looking at my fights, trying to break down what I was able to do differently from all these guys that were labeled the next biggest thing, the next biggest killers. That's going to be super tough to beat, but we're out there beating them. So I think that's what it's all about in terms of legacy.
Like there are like a shit ton of people in here. How do you how much does the crowd, like the noise or the lights, all that shit, how much does that affect it during the actual fight?
I love it, man. That shit gives me energy.
So like you hear that shit and notice it like while you're doing your thing, nothing like that.
Nah, look at my fights. You see me, I walk around, I look around the arena, and I pretend it's all for me. I'm like, even if it's not for me, if I know I'm the enemy, I walk in there, I'm like, y'all here to see me. Whether you're here to see me win, you're here to see me lose. This is my crowd, my moment, my opportunity. And that's what I love about MMA. You get an opportunity to dictate your future by what you do inside this room when nobody's watching. And that's what I love about it. There's no secrets in here. You go out there, you prepare well in here, do all your homework, you go out there, you pass the test. And I look forward to doing that on August 19th. Let me get somebody here. Gotta use that man voice. All right.
When you're really in there, round 7, 3-minute rounds, your breathing is completely fucked up. You don't know what to do. Your stomach is fucked up. You're really gonna throw up. You're really like in the trenches. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with your body? How do your mind deal with your body specifically?
Wait, how many? First. knowing that you're doing 7 rounds. I ain't never had to do 7 rounds yet. That's a championship shit right there. I know what you mean, man. So you gotta, obviously training in here, training under and fighting and competing under the bright lights, your nerves are gonna be a little bit more heightened. You're gonna have a little bit more anxiety, that's normal. But I think you learn how to handle that pressure by doing the work in the room. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, it's gonna be a little adjustments, but I think you get better with each time you step out there, you get experience. That's why I'm a big believer in competing as much as you can. If you're an aspiring MMA fighter, go do jiu-jitsu tournaments, go get your ass kicked. Go do wrestling tournaments, go get your ass kicked. Get used to those nerves, because when you step under there and you fight, we play for keeps. There's no shaking hands at the end and, hey, that was a good match. No, this is a fight. You're playing for keeps in there, so you got to keep that in mind. When you're in there, you're fighting for yourself, you're fighting for your health, and of course you're fighting for legacy as well. So I think it's all about the sportsmanship at the same time, but at the same time you got to look out for number one, and you got to try to get as much championship experience as you can in the room. And it doesn't have to be a championship fight, it's just practice. Clocking hours, what they say, how many hours to become a specialist in one technique, 10,000 hours? So that's really what it is, getting your reps in, not trying to do this, and do 1,000 different things. I truly do believe a lot of guys try to skip steps, and that's where they have their shortcomings. Because again, the truth will reveal itself under those bright lights. So do the work in here, make it easy out there.
Minus 250 favorite. You think you're a sure bet?
Hey, hell yeah! I double down on myself every time. So if you're asking me, I double down on myself every time. I bet on myself every single time. So for me, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I know what I'm doing with my money. Yeah. After this fight, definitely, if things go the way that I believe and the vision is going to go, smash O'Malley. I believe take my downtime, bulk up a little bit, and take out Alexander Volkanovski. I guess it's my man right here.
So, I just wanted to say something. You know Robert Gates?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. We spoke last night, I think.
He said to him and the family, say hello.
Yes. I'm supposed to be a firefighter, guys. I say just be a student of the game, man. That's really it. I think there's always something you can learn, even from the wackiest, kookiest person in the gym. Sometimes they do things a little unorthodox, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Take tools and bits and pieces from everybody, see what works for you, your style, your body type, your build, and try to make it your own and apply it when you possibly can. You know, I'm a big freestyle fighter. I know a lot of these guys think like I go in there and I don't know what I'm doing. I adapt. I think that's one of the biggest things. If you are so versatile that you can adapt in the moment, that's what makes a dangerous fighter, because you never know what to expect. And there's days I ask myself, you being a little bitch right now? I really do. Like, you get up sometimes, you're so sore, you don't want to work out. I remember doing 2 days, sometimes 3 days at SUNY Cortland, crazy wrestling practices. And obviously I was 21 back then, so it was a little easier on the body. Now I'm a little bit older, so I got a little bit more wisdom. But I think there's a fine balance in knowing when to push and knowing when to pull back, and that takes experience. Because sometimes, as a wrestler, we'll just run ourselselves to a brick wall over and over again and get diminishing returns. So that's one of the things I had to learn. I mean, I've had a fight with Brian Caraway where I got exhausted after 4 minutes of the fight, is because I just did too much. You know, and that comes with experience. Learning how to know when you're ready, and just believing in the work, trusting the process. Let me get my man right here. No, definitely not 135 right here. Nah, I'm like probably 20 pounds. 20 pounds more to go. Easy work.
Right on schedule.
Right on schedule, baby. Trust the process. I want to smash this guy's face, bro. I want to smash the fucking When I take this man down, that naked Mo-Rat is getting smashed, bro. Smashed. I want him to pay for everything that he said, all the trash talk, everything, all his Dana White privilege. I ain't had none of that, and I can't wait to take it out on him. I don't know. I really don't know. My wrestling style, I've never been really good at like shooting. I've been always good at upper body, so when I get in the clinch, when I say I'm going to fold him like a lawn chair, I really do believe that. I get my hands locked around that twig's little waist, I'm gonna fold the spine in half. Pause. Hold up, pause. Let me get someone in here. Me and who?
Demetrious Johnson, Mighty Mouse.
He too little, man. He too little. Mighty Mouse is great, but he too little, man. There's a reason why he lost to Dom. It wasn't a skill deficiency, it's size. Sometimes size does matter. I think skill for skill, he was probably better than Dom. But when you get a guy who can pick you up off your toes and just slam you on the ground over and over, I think that's a hard task. He's skilled, but I think Father Time's passed him a little bit. And if he wants this work and try to get some revenge for Henderson Doodoo, I can give him some work too. So, Mighty Mouse, where you at? You ever see an egg? That was that fight for me. It was a good first round. Outside of that, it was nothing very, very exciting to watch. Sucks for Ralph because he showed that he has no idea how to get off of his back and probably would have drowned if he got in there with myself or Marab. So, good riddance. Let me get Brian Caraway. And that's a guy I still can't believe I lost him. I would rather get that fight back more than the Mirage fight, to be honest. That's just a guy, I don't know. It is what it is. It was a big learning lesson, and I think that's the fight I would definitely want back. I'm not really, when I transitioned from high school to college, I jumped right to the practice rooms with the upperclassmen, so I got to work right away. I had a big learning curve, learning that college wrestling was a lot different, man strength versus little boy strength, and learning how to wrestle against those guys. So, jumping in the room right between the seasons, man, I was a mad rat. As soon as wrestling season was over, I started wrestling in 10th grade, so I had a lot of work to do to catch up to everybody. And that's what I mean when you want to close the gap, you want to be a student of the game, you want to accomplish stuff, you got to really put yourself in the trench. And only you can hold yourself accountable, know how much work you're truly putting in. There ain't gonna be someone always on your back to hold your hand and make you do the stuff you know you're supposed to do. And I think that's the difference between a lot of our guys in this gym that separate us from a lot of those bigger gyms where these guys got all the training equipment that they could possibly ask for and they're still not doing as well as a small place like this. Look at this wall, man. This is where it's all at, man. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. Defining moment, it's kind of hard to say. I feel like I've had so many moments like that in my career. I really learned how to fight on the job within the UFC, and I just tried my best to try to get better every single fight. I would say my breakout fight was probably my fight with Pedro Munoz. I had a really bad wrist before I got the surgery, so I couldn't really get takedowns, so I was forced to stand and trade with the guy, and I outstruck a guy who people thought was going to knock me out. And that's probably one of my more fun fights. It put me in the hospital later on, but it was definitely one of my more fun fights, even for myself, as more dangerous as it was for my style. So I think that was more of a comfort moment, knowing that I can do whatever I want, whatever I put my mind to. I get my man in the back. Dominic Cruz was the first guy. First guy, him, John Jones, Weidman, Ike Quinta, Diaz, GSP, Jose Aldo. Man, I watched a lot of these guys. I don't really miss a fight, and that's what I mean. I'm submerged into this sport. This is all I do. I don't really do anything else, man. Some might say it's kind of a boring life, but this is what you got to do when you want to be great at something, And I truly believe I put my time in, and that's why I'm here in this position. We'll see. We'll see. He's not a bad guy. He took care of my mom, even though he was talking a little shit, and then he realized that was my mom sitting right next to him. But then he started to be a little bit more respectful. So, I gotta respect that a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what the energy is like. We'll see how the fight goes. I know he's probably gonna be looking to grab the cage by any means necessary to try to keep the fight standing. So, I gotta make sure I wear some binoculars so he don't poke me in the eyes. Did you get my man over here?
Did you bring the bell?
Unfortunately, I didn't. That would have been a good idea.
I asked the question like 2 fights ago.
Yeah, I would have, but I forgot. I forgot again.
There's been talk that maybe you've been forced into taking this fight by people in the media. I heard John Anik say it. What's your take on that?
See, I don't like using the word force, but it was decided before I had an opportunity to discuss my health and things like that. But then after I had an opportunity to talk to Hunter and kind of clear the air with everything, they did some good things behind the scene which made it more comfortable for me to oblige. And when I looked at the positives, man, it's my second main event. It's against a very, very big name who's got a bunch of Instagram followers, that kids that play Fortnite all day long. So it's a good opportunity to showcase my skill set to those younger crowd and take all his little fans. And then that's really what it's all about. It's a great opportunity, man. So I'm gonna try to capitalize on this moment as much as I can. Try to have my breakout fight and put on for Long Island once again. Definitely miss pizza. I haven't had a slice of pizza in like 4 weeks. So definitely crush some pizza. Gonna crush some oxtails and rice and peas. And I'll wait to bust down something nice after this fight. But after this fight, we'll do that all after. Let me get my man. Yeah. We're still holding that jacket captive. So if he wants it back, he has to come get it in blood. August 19th. Just training, man. I think the best thing about this sport is that you see people in here from all around the world, different countries, and even wrestling. Wrestling gave me an opportunity to go outside of my boundaries of Uniondale. You know, I grew up in Roosevelt, I moved to Uniondale. I never traveled, I never went to other neighborhoods, and wrestling gave me an opportunity to see what other school districts were like, other facilities, and travel the world, compete in different states. And then when I started fighting, it exploded even more. I've been to Australia, I've been to Poland, Bali. I've been to all these amazing places, met so many people around the world, and I would never have had that opportunity if it wasn't for fighting. So I truly do believe wrestling saved my life, and MMA is something that I'm truly grateful for, and I never take it for granted, because if I wasn't doing this, you guys probably more than likely wouldn't be here right now. You know what I mean? So I think this is what it's all about, having these moments. Taking their time out to come out on Friday, because it is happy hour, and I know you guys could be outside doing a lot of other festivities. So. Oh, Zach Lang, yeah, we fought twice. He beat me the first time. I beat him the second on a week's notice. So put that out there. And we became good training partners. So I have no desire to fight him again. I don't know if he's even still fighting.
He's got a contract with one at the moment.
Yeah, man, he's a super talented Muay Thai fighter. We learned a lot from each other when we were training upstate New York at Bomb Squad. So, really cool dude, funny guy, a lot of crazy, wacky stories. If you want story time, go talk to that guy. He's got some demons.
He's still wacky. I trained with him upstate. He's still the same guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Let's take a couple more. Let me get my PT guy over here. These guys mean everything. I look at it as this is who I started with, man. Like, yeah, I started upstate New York, but I think my career really started to take off when I came down here and had a good training facility with people that were actually in it to win it. You know, before obviously all the injuries, Al was like one of my main training partners. At Pat DeFranco, Johnny Bowman, Anthony Jenkins, all these tough Long Island guys. And then you kind of see the phases of new faces coming in, new people that were aspiring to be like us as we started to become the upperclassmen, looking up to guys like Weidman, Vellante. So these guys are everything for me. You know, having these guys as mentors, coming out with me to these fights, they give up their weekends, they give up their time to put extra work in with us, sometimes on Sunday nights. And I think that's what it's all about, man. We truly do work hard, and I think that's why we've had the success that we had in such a short amount of time, and with such, I don't think we have the greatest resources, but I mean, this is what a gym is. We got the cage, we got the mats, and we got people with good attitudes and that come in and that work hard. I think if Sean is hoping for me to have a bad weight cut, that is the worst game plan or hopeful wishful thinking to have to become a UFC champion. If your goal is to win a belt by fighting someone at their weakest, then that says a lot about his character and who he is as a man. I want to fight you at your best. Give me your best. Give me the best guy, the most dangerous guy. I've been calling out Petr Yan since 2019. They kept him away from me. I called out Corey Sandhagen. They kept him away from me until they couldn't anymore. So I want to fight the biggest. I want to fight the baddest guys. And I think that's the difference between his mentality and my mentality. So if he's banking on that, good luck. I'll see him on the scale, 135 championship weight, easy, all day long. And then I'll whip that ass on Saturday night. I think Sean's got good striking. I think my strike is a little more unorthodox. He's got like long, rangy attacks. But I think my timing is good. I think my rhythm is hard to predict. And I know I'm strong. If he hits that black line in that canvas and he puts his back on that cage, I'm taking his ass down. And I think it's not a matter of the first time, it's just a matter of when, in my personal opinion. I get him down one time, the fight could be over. So good luck to him. May the best man win. I'm coming in there to make a statement and smash it. I think the guy in front of you is always the most dangerous. He's had a lot of time to prepare for a grappler. I beat his grappling coach in a fight already, Tiquinho Mendez, who is a two-time ADCC world champion. So let's see if O'Malley can take some lessons from him, keep the fight standing, or maybe do something better than his coach. But in my personal opinion, he's going to be the toughest test to date. He's got good tools, he's fast, he's got good reflexes. He used to play basketball, so he's got some quick like little feints and things like that. So I gotta just make sure I'm sharp, see the shots coming, make him miss, close the distance, climb his back like a tree and just strangle that motherfucker. I don't know, I don't give a shit. I'm focused on me. I think they're relatively even. I think it's just different in the sense of physique. It's like playing a guy in basketball who isn't very good, but he's 7 foot tall, you know? So it's a little bit different. He's got the range over, he's 5'11", fighting guys that are 5'5". It's easy to look like a genius like that and see how he looks when he fights someone with just as much of a reach as him and almost, not as tall, but a lot stronger than him. So we'll see what that fight looks like. Let me get some new guys. We give him a man in the back. Yep. We'll see. I think New York is going to pack the crowd. We might have some fights in the crowd, man. There might be some New York Yankees versus the Boston Red Sox. I think there's going to be a little bit of butting heads with the Irish crowd and the New York crowd, so we'll see what's up. I'm excited for it. I know a lot of my New York guys are coming out. They're going to show up, and I can't wait. This is what happens when you call people to zero. You gotta show respect. You call somebody zero, then you end up becoming the zero overnight. So this sport will humble you, man. You think that you're here, and overnight you'll be at rock bottom. And I think he's tough enough to bounce back. He just needs to stay away from the wrestlers and stay away from Sarah Long, because unless he wants another L. Let's just say that. Let's do one more. And then we'll get some photos going. Yeah, you guys are making me pick. I don't want to have to pick. I try not to even think about that, man. At the end of the day, I'm comfortable in my own skin. The records speak for themselves. 10, 20 years from now, when people look at the records, they're not going to say, oh, that was a close fight, he didn't deserve to win. It's just going to say, W. And that's all I care about. At the end of the day, what Dominic Toretto say, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile, win is a win. So if you bet me, put your money up, and I get the W, that's what it's all about. So whether or not it's about getting the respect or feel underappreciated, numbers don't lie. So at the end of the day, people say whatever they want.